The distributor module controls up to 4 apartments and forms the interface between the riser and the apartment. A floor call input is combined to each 4-user distributor for each controlled apartment. The input may be used to activate the doorbell function. The next one is the lift interface. This optional module has 24 relays, each of which can be individually programmed. It is typically used to enable the lift to stop at the right floor only. More sophisticated functions are possible, according to IperVoice system programming. Several interfaces may be installed on the riser to expand the number of available relays. Right now we're moving into the apartment. Basically, we could have 2 installation choices. In the first case, from 1 to 4 video door phones can be installed. This solution, which is also the simplest, can be adopted if no intercom function in the apartment is required. In the second one, up to 4 video door phones can be connected for using the intercom function inside the apartment by adding an intercom interface. If more than 4 video door phones are required, up to 4 intercom interfaces can be installed to expand the number of available apartment stations to 16. Remember, in this case the intercom communications do not engage the building riser. IperVoice can integrate burglar alarm systems such as the Ordmet Domus 1061. Alarm signals from inside an apartment may be received on the concierge switchboard by means of a specific interface installed on the control unit itself. The indication is punctual, showing both the apartment and the nature of the alarm. The alarm information may be visually repeated on the apartment floor by means of the 4-user distributor. This device can activate a relay fitted inside to send an alarm message from one or more of the apartments associated to it. In this way, a light can be switched on outside the door to indicate where the alarm occurred. A proximity reader, capable of reading a series of programmed keys for opening the doors controlled by a call module, is fitted on the call module itself. A standalone reader may be used in IperVoice and connected to the IP network. It has the same function and may be installed near the vehicle entrance gate or to control access to a parking area inside the building. The keys can be programmed through the wizard, accessing the IperVoice server. An additional procedure will soon enable the programming of the keys also in self-learning mode through the call module. Text message functions are available in the IperVoice system. 2 types of text messages are available. Absence messages. These short text messages may be programmed into the call module by the concierge. They are displayed to the visitor when the resident is absent. Communication messages. The concierge may leave a text message to an individual resident or group of residents. In this case, the communication message will be displayed on the resident's video door phone. The IperVoice system offers native panic alarm management. An input is present on each video door phone for sending a panic alarm to the concierge switchboard. A button or wireless receiver may be connected for receiving the alarm request from a personal emergency transmitter. An interesting function is available when hands-free video door phones are installed. In this case, after receiving an alarm indication on the switchboard, the concierge can activate a room monitor function and speak with the person who asked for help. Obviously, this function can only be activated after receiving a panic alarm. It is not otherwise possible to listen to what is happening inside the apartment. Another interesting function is the hold-up alarm. The entrance door can be opened from a call module by keying in a resident access code. If the resident is threatened while entering the premises, he can generate a hold-up signal by slightly changing its numeric access code. In this case, the door is opened and a silent alarm is sent to the concierge switchboard. The concierge can therefore take the necessary actions. IperVoice can be configured according to 2 fundamental procedures. The first step uses front-end. the web portal residing on the server, for configuring the system and the corresponding parameters and operating logics. For devices connected to the IP backbone, the configuration parameters will then be automatically transferred from front-end to the corresponding devices in a manner which is transparent for the operator. A special function can be used to transfer the data intended for riser modules to a smartphone or PDA with Bluetooth interface. At this point, the installer can start the second procedure. This step consists in going to the 4 user distributor modules and transferring from the smartphone all the concerned parameters by pressing a single button. This operation may also be carried out using a netbook PC with Bluetooth capability instead of the smartphone. In this final part, we'll see some important examples concerning the configuration of IperVoice. The aim is to give some indications that make it easier to understand the approach and the philosophy with which IperVoice allows operations to be simplified, operations that could otherwise be complicated to manage in a large system. Therefore, we'll take a look at configuration with Startup Wizard, programming through smartphone, inserting resident names, access codes, and proximity keys. IperVoice is a modular and flexible system that permits functions that are also rather complex. At the same time, it provides an instrument that is easily used and capable of guiding the installer through the configuration phases. This instrument is contained in the front end and is called Startup Wizard. The wizard is a guided procedure that helps the installer step by step in the configuration of all devices connected to the IP network. These are shown and made available to the operator automatically by means of their own physical address or MAC address that is unique for each device. The operator must take note of the MAC address of every IperVoice device, associating it with its relative location, for example, main entrance call module, gateway block 1, stairs 2, and so on. When Wizard presents the list of new devices to be configured, it will be easy to identify them and correctly configure the required parameters. And the equipment connected to the building riser or inside the apartments? In a way, these devices depend on the IP gateway to which they are attached, and so during the configuration of the gateways, it will be possible to indicate how many 4-user distributors will be present on the riser, how many apartments will be connected to each distributor, and which devices will be present in each apartment. This information, together with the system structure, will be downloaded onto the smartphone in order to carry out programming through the Bluetooth interface that can be connected to the 4-user distributors. IperVoice is a system that has been designed to satisfy the requirements of large residential complexes that can even have thousands of users subdivided into several blocks, stairs, and so on. The management of the resident lists must be simple and functional at the same time. Therefore, in IperVoice, residents' names are associated to apartments and not to call modules. By means of the wizard, new resident names will be inserted for every single apartment. Then, automatically, the list of residents belonging to a certain building will be made available on the call modules. The advantage is evident. It's enough to know the apartment in which the resident lives. IperVoice does the rest. In the same way, the resident access codes, or the proximity keys that allow a user to have access to the residential structure, have to be linked to physical apartments. In this case, after selecting the user concerned, it's sufficient to program the access code and the proximity key, and then define all the doors through which he can enter. Well, hoping that this video tutorial has been useful, Olmet Domus would like to thank you for your attention.